Deepwoken is no stranger to bugs, and we all know that. However, this week's patch is completely and utterly laughable with how filled to the brim it was with these bugs, effectively breaking half the game's most important content, such as basic systems and things completely unrelated to anything they tried to fix with this new patch. My name is Kit, and I'll be going over Deepwoken's worst bug fix patch in the history of all patches that we've had so far. And before we start, I'd like to give quick credit to Synthesis and the Real Frozen Brick on Discord for compiling all these bugs into one neat document so I can go over them. I didn't make them do this, by the way. I just found it. So up first, we have probably what a lot of people have already seen, because I'm sure everyone's already watched the Zacho video, but we have the attunements all being kind of there twice. And this was caused, I think, if anyone read the patch notes, I mean, I read them, but this was caused by them basically adding the attunements onto the starter character, like onto new players, so you don't have to randomly pick it anymore and just get lucky. It was an onboarding like thing that they did. So if you already owned, or sorry, not owned, if you already had those attunements, it would just kind of show them twice. Small bugs like this really show how bad the actual devs are at listening to the testers, because this is something I'm sure the testers talked about to the devs. This is like the easiest thing to fix, man. Come on. So next up, the second one, the second bug, we have my favorite out of all these actually, and that's the Dustguard Axe crit going through parry. This is something that they already fixed once, but I'll just let you watch the clip because it's the funniest thing I've seen. I have no idea how they managed to patch a bug, then get it to be in the game again. I think that was just kind of funny to me. But yeah, on top of them making Dustguard Axe authority locked, which I think is a good incentive, like a good incentive to play authority, but at the same time makes the game more grueling. So I double-edged sword, all the other weapons were already authority locked. It's whatever, like I don't care about that change anyways. But oh, come on. Again, testers test, but devs don't listen. Again, easy thing to just know if it's a bug. I'm sure one of the testers has Dustguard Axe as a build, and they could have so easily tested it and so easily reported it, which they probably did. They just weren't listened to. Now we have kind of a double whammy here. The entirety of Layer 2, both Floor 1 and 2, their boss fights, Chaser and Etheron, just don't work. They just don't work. Chaser doesn't attack, and also on death doesn't open the door to Floor 2. And Etheron, if you can get to him through the puzzle way, he'll do his initial bones or an initial attack, and then just sit there. Like, he's had enough, clearly, but in the clip I'll show, you can see the guy, like, checking his ping to make sure if, he didn't lag out. I just think that's funny. But yeah, how do you break this? There was no bugs relating to either of them, and this is not the first time they've broken Etheron. This is like the second time they broke Etheron in the same way. So I'm just kind of confused. But yeah, I don't have much to say about that one actually. It's just stupid. Just don't go to Layer 2 at all. So yeah. Now, I'm sure if you've seen the Zacho video, you already know this, but one of Deepwoken's main content pieces that, was hyped up recently in Deep Healing, Parasol, is just broken. He just leaves. Similar to Etheron and Chaser just giving up. So does the Parasol. He just leaves. It's not mentioned in the documentation, but the Forge Door is also just unbreakable, no matter if you somehow beat the Parasol. And you obviously can't lead the Parasol to the door because he just leaves. So, as Zacho said, half the new content is just unusable. You can't play it. They just decided, nah, we'll break it because no one's using anything except for Eyes of Etheron from that anyways. So let's just make it an F-spec for the week. By the way, most of these bugs have not yet been fixed. The only one that's been fixed right now is the next one I'm going to be talking about. So this one is actually fixed, like I just said, and also Zacho mentioned it. It was a big part of his video, so I'm just kind of reiterating, but when you power up, you had to rejoin the server to actually gain your talent hands, and it's just like, again, really, really simple thing they could have just tested. And I'm sure they did test, just didn't bother to fix it up until it was in the game for like, I'll say 5 hours, maybe even more. Speaking of all this, they don't have any emergency patches or anything, as Zach speculated. It's just kind of gonna get fixed, hopefully. We don't know when, just hopefully. That's all we know. It's all known. No communication on any of it. And honestly, it's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. If I was a Deep developer, I would be embarrassed too, because how do you let all of this pass? Now this is a pretty simple one. Again, I don't know how they break it, because it wasn't related to anything. Stormbreaker doesn't come back to you. You know, the enchant, my favorite enchant, one of my favorite enchants in the game. You know how you throw your weapon with Stormbreaker? It just leaves you and never comes back. I'm sensing a theme here. It's all leaving us. It's all leaving us. Everything in Deepwoken is leaving us, and this is Archmage telling us that we should all get off the game because it's all gonna disappear anyways. And this is Raguzer's Deepwoken, where everything just leaves. Everyone's tired of the community, the player base. Everything, like they're tired. They just want to go. The clip is like fucking funny as shit. It's the guy just stands there just waiting for it. Probably gonna make that a GIF. And now I should have mentioned this earlier, but there is actually just another bug with Duskguard Axe. It doesn't specify that it's only Duskguard Axe, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than just Duskguard Axe that are bugged. But you can crit move stack, and it actually ties into the whole Duskguard Axe thing, because you can see the guy parry the crit in the video, and then the move stacks Flame Ballista. Again, how do they do it? This whole video is just me saying, how did they do it? And then people in the comments are like, well, game dev is hard. I know game dev is hard. That's not my point here. Testers test, game devs don't listen. That's the issue. Yeah, just whatever. Just whatever, man. Now, this is the last, like, really serious one, apparently. But it's the most serious one of them all, so I left that right at the end for the people that stick through my little video. It's the reddest of the red on that list. And that's Vision Shaper clones proccing talents they're not supposed to be able to proc. Which, honestly, I've never really used Vision Shaper in a meaningful way, so I don't see how that could be too useful. But they can proc any talent you proc now. Again, how did they break that? How did they make that a thing? I'm sure somebody's gonna find like a stupid synergy with it, but I'm just not surprised. I'm not surprised, actually. I don't know what I'm saying. Now, finally, I just want to list off the least important ones, the ones that just don't really matter at all. I know the attunement one didn't matter at all, but I just wanted to go in chronological order, but then realized there's no point of listing the green ones because there's no reason. The LFT lantern is stuck in your body. I'll show a picture. I guess. You can see your weapons in first person. Couldn't do that before, I guess, so yeah. Carnivore doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And I don't know why this is green, but the Kearsons are gone. The Kearsons in the sewers and the NPCs at the 5th lantern still spawn, though. But all the other ones, they're gone, they're on vacation. That's what I'm saying. This is all a big psyop into letting all the enemies and just everything just go. They're just on holiday. But that'll be about it with the video. You can click off now. I'm just gonna talk about where I've been, because I've been gone for well over a couple of months. But I've been all around the place. I went and visited my boyfriend for a month in the Philippines. So, yeah. I then came back and my PC didn't work for a good month. And then I figured out that my GPU is overheating, so I currently can't record anything. Yeah, I'm not in a great position. All these clips you're seeing, they're from like a couple months back. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, my main Roblox account got banned for some really dumb shit. So I'm on an alt. So I had to restart all of my Deepwoken progress, but I've got it mostly back now, so that doesn't really matter. But I'm saving up for a new GPU, a new CPU cooler, and eventually I'll start making videos again. But who cares? Who cares? You came here to click on my stupid little bug fix video, bug fix patch video, and you don't care because you're not watching here up to here. And if you are, then you either have this on your second monitor and forgot to click off, or you're actually cool and wanted to hear my thoughts, which you probably didn't, because I saw the viewer retention on the last video. Nobody fucking watched past the 10 seconds because I started yapping. That's why this is at the end. See, I learn. Anyways, that's it. I want to jump. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You want to jump and do it. Step bonus is so. What? 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 How? How? What?